Hi there, we're going to have a look at the HubSpot template to one of the ERP systems. Now, at the moment, the template guide has linked to Business Central on the ERP side and also a SAP Business One version as well. But the HubSpot side of the tasks are identical. Okay, so what we're going to have a look at in this first video is these 1 to 5, even though we're missing 4 there. There's a reason for that, which I'll explain later. But these are to get companies, contacts and deals won from HubSpot to staging. Okay, optionally, we can go from the ERP system. So when there's a change in the ERP system, we can pull that through and then upload companies, contacts to HubSpot. So these are template tasks, ideally to give you a head start. They're not meant to be out of the box solution, but they should give you a good start with the foundations of building integrations with HubSpot and one of the ERP systems. So if we have a look, first of all, there's a staging database that the template guide will go into more detail. But as you can see at the moment, I've got a couple of entries in the HubSpot companies that we've downloaded that have already been processed. And I know that because we've got an ERP ID. One has gone into, there we go, into Business Central. I know that from the numbering system there, and one's gone into SAP Business One. Okay, but we're going to download an example company to show this being sort of processed through. Okay, so the companies and contacts are very similar. I'll just focus on the companies one in this video, but if we download contacts that are associated with the company in HubSpot, that's exactly what will happen. They'll be linked in staging and therefore be picked up to go through to the ERP system, contact linked to the appropriate company. What we'll also do is have a look at downloading the HubSpot deals and also the lines and the strange quirk that HubSpot lets you create a deal header without any lines. But obviously, if we're going to import those in as a sales order into an ERP system, we need the lines as well. So we'll cover that, how we handle any exceptions of that too. Okay, so if I have a look in HubSpot, I've got a list of companies. You can see there's 2 that were there already in staging, and there's another one here. Okay, that we've got now. I'm actually just going to very quickly just delete that one. Okay, there we go. We'll just get rid of that. So that was one test that I'd done earlier, but we're going to create a clean new company. I'm going to use the same details. It's basically asking me for a domain name. I'm going to say test.com, and again, yeah, template test company. Okay, I can have a company owner, but that's linked to another company, so I'm just going to say no owner for there at the moment. Okay, this is all a HubSpot thing that we can look at later, but generally speaking, I'm just going to pop some basic details in there. It's got some obviously address details and things like that, so I'll just go ahead and say create company. Okay, I'll go back and have a look at the list of companies so we can see them all together. So we've already downloaded the codeless one and the Orbis one. We're hoping to see template test company come into that staging table. Okay, so if I go back to BPA, there is a control task as the template guide goes into, which will run all of the other tasks in sequence, but the tasks have been designed that you can actually run them individually as well. Okay, so I'm just going to run this one, which is getting the companies from HubSpot into staging. And we can see it's running there at the bottom. We've got some data. So I'll go back to the staging database and have a quick look in here. We'll just select the companies to look at. Okay, yep, and we can see we've got a CRM downloaded, and we can see we've got the template test company. Okay, now the way that this works is if I were to rerun that task, we won't necessarily get those companies that have just been created that we've already seen, because there's a configuration table that the template guide goes into a lot more detail. But you can see there we've got some modified dates there. Okay, and these will determine the last time we check. So we're not checking for companies that we've downloaded or contacts or deals or things like that. So but if you ever needed to, you can actually reset these dates, okay, and it will then go and recheck them. Okay, but when we do download any of those items into, say, companies or contacts or deals, they all work in the same way because we have we've got things like the CRM IDs or the deal ID or the contact ID. We ensure that we don't duplicate. We will only update if we need to. So even if you do backdate those last check date and times, we will always check that we've already seen that CRM ID, so it will be CRM updated, for instance, instead of CRM downloaded. Okay. What we'll do in the next video is have a look at creating a deal in HubSpot and getting that deal to go through to one of the ERP systems. Okay, Business Central will be the first one that we'll do, and then we'll do a secondary one for SAP Business One.